It's Michelle, and I've got another European Papercrafts project for you guys today. I am going to be making that Mother's Day card that I told you guys I wanted to do when I did my unboxing video. I just love this 3D butterfly, and I know that we need to do Easter before we start thinking about Mother's Day, but I had this idea in my mind and I wanted to go ahead and get it out. The same card that I'm going to be doing today, you could do as an Easter card, anything springy, and I think that would be really good for it. But in my mind, it was just a Mother's Day card, so just stamp a different sentiment. I'm going to be stamping Happy Mother's Day. You could stamp Happy Easter or any springtime sentiment that you want to put on there. So I've got my easy 3D die cut in the butterfly image, and I just love that. Okay, and I've got a white card base. That's an A2 size card base, and when folded that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's the Nina Bright White. And I'll try to put as many of the links as I can find in the description below for you guys, and I'll also have them over on my blog. So if you miss anything, just go on over there and check that out, or check the description below. And then I've got that beautiful pink paper. If you guys remember, that came from the Annabelle's Meadow paper pack from European Papercrafts, and I just love that little floral pattern in that bright pink. And I cut that also at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm just going to completely cover my card front with that. And then I've created a mat from black cardstock, and I cut that at 4 by 5 1/4. And another piece of the Nina Bright White I cut to 3 3/4 by 5, and I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. If you can see that embossed dot pattern. And for that, I just, after I cut it, I ran it through my Cuttlebug with an embossing folder in a dot pattern, and this is just an unbranded embossing folder, and if I can find it, I'll put you guys a link to that as well. And then I've got another piece here that I'm going to put on the inside to put my sentiment on, and I used the Nina Bright White again for that, and I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, and I just inked the edges, and I used my Memento Dewdrop ink in the color Angel Pink and my ink blending tool. And I'll show you guys the technique because I'm going to be doing that on another little piece that we're using on our card too. But I just went ahead and got that one ready to go on the inside. And the other component that I'm going to be inking the edges on, if I can pick it up, is just a little piece that I cut out here also with my Cuttlebug with a little rectangle die with rounded corners, also an unbranded die that I bought online. So we're going to ink the edges up on that, and I'll show you guys how I did that. I'm going to be stamping my sentiment Happy Mother's Day, and that is from my Hero Arts Celebrate stamp set with all of the sayings for all the different occasions. And from European Papercrafts, I'm going to be using some of the Dovecraft 3D foam squares to give some dimension to my butterfly and whatever else I may want to pop up on my card. We'll see about that. And I'm going to try out my double-sided tape. I've been anxious to try this. That is by Doris, and that also came from European Papercrafts. So let's get started on putting our card together. I think I'll start by just going ahead and adhering all of these pieces together and just get everything all put together so we can work on it. And we'll do our embellishments after that. I'm just going to run that double-sided adhesive along all of the outer edges. And I want that really close to the edge so that nothing lifts up after we get our card put together. Okay, now I can just peel up all of that backing to expose that adhesive, and we'll just put it right on the front of our card. And I'll tell you guys, I did practice with this double-sided tape a little bit, and I really like it. It adheres really well. Maybe too well. You got to be careful that you don't get it on there too soon. Get that corner lined up. And then press it all down. And next is going to go my black mat. And if you guys forget all of these measurements for these pieces, I'll have all of that detailed out on my blog as well. So be sure to go over and check that out. On this black piece, you can see a little better what I'm doing here, putting my adhesive tape on there. And just peel those backers off. And I'm going to try to center that up the best I can. Hold it out from it just a little bit, because once it touches, it really wants to adhere down. Next is our embossed piece. And peel all the backers off. And put that on top of our black mat. Okay, and there is our front. I think I'll go ahead and adhere my sentiment piece to the inside. And again, remove all the backers. And look how pretty that is. So I think now we will ink up the edges of our little sentiment piece for the front. And you guys can see this is the scrap paper I used for the inside piece there that I inked. So I'm using my Memento Dewdrop in Angel Pink. And I've got my ink blending tool. And I just want to pounce and get a little bit of that ink to transfer onto my blending tool. And then I'm going to start off of my paper and just kind of come in from the edge. And the very edge of that paper catches it and kind of makes a little bit of a darker border. And then it just kind of fades in toward the middle to where it's completely white right in the very center. I don't know if that's showing up at all. Maybe against the white background. There we go. So I thought that just added a little bit of color to make our sentiment piece stand out. And I'm going to stamp Happy Mother's Day with my Memento Tuxedo Black. Clean my stamp off with a baby wipe. Okay, I think that did really good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the front, and I think I want to put it up on a foam square or two as well. So I've got 4 on there. I'm just going to remove the backer. And I'm going to put this up in the top corner over to the right. And you can see that gives a little bit of dimension to that as well. I think that looks good so far. And now we're going to build our 3D butterfly, and this is those easy 3D toppers from European Papercrafts that I love so much. I think I'm just going to put the tape on that first layer so that it will go down flat, and then we'll pop up our dimensions from there. see how we want to place this. I think I like it right there. Kind of coming up beside of my little Happy Mother's Day sign, or Happy Easter, or whatever you decide to put on yours. Okay, and for our second layer, we're going to use the foam squares and get that 3D effect going on. And I think I want one up in this tip, but I'm going to cut one in half. So it'll fit up in there just a little better. And line it up. Oops. Don't stick it down too soon, like I did. There we go. And our third layer. And again, line that up. I just love that. I love the dimension that these give. I think it is beautiful. Okay. And for the last thing on the front, I really wanted to use these Nouveau drops. I'm going to bring my scrap back in so I can test that. Make sure it's coming out smooth. And these will dry like a hard, solid jewel on there. And they will dry exactly how you put them on there. So I did find that I have to work a little bit with the bubble that I put on there. And sort of twirl that around and make sure that I don't pull up like a tall peak, because it will stay that way. And I'm just going to add a few little jewel accents. And kind of twirl that around to make sure that levels out good. And I'll put one up here. And there we go. Those will dry just exactly like that. And I think that is a beautiful Mother's Day card. So you guys be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of my 3D butterfly card. Like I said, you can use it for Mother's Day, Easter, or whatever occasion you choose. Be sure to click the link below to go over to 3dcardmaking.com to check out these and all of the other beautiful supplies that they have at European Papercrafts. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and make sure that you hit the bell next to that to make sure you get notified when I upload a video. Give me a like over on my Facebook page and be sure to join our Facebook group, Crafty Minds. Follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, and also I'll have all the measurements and everything on my blog, so be sure to go over there as well. I'll have all of those links in the description below, so be sure and check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.